Hey y'all, welcome back to InDFlix, where we recap every juicy twist, wild challenge, and shocking recoupling of Love Island USA. And today we're diving into season 7, episode 30, episode that delivered heartbreak and some surprises left and right. So grab a drink, buckle up, and let's get into it. The episode kicks off with a bombshell. Cierra Ortega is gone. Yup, she's gone. The narrator tells us she left due to a personal situation. And just like that, Nic is single again, and he's not taking it lightly. This all comes after, everything that's been circulating online about the racial slur that Cierra had used. And I kind of knew it was going to get to this point because I don't know if anybody else peeped from the last episode. I didn't see her much. So I didn't know if producers were just trying to just cut her out or if they were actually going to kick her off like they did Yulissa. So Cierra has been dumped from the villa. And, she has a lot to deal with when she comes back. I don't know, when they're going to give her phone back. But the amount of people on social media that's been coming after her, she's lost so many followers. Her friends even are like, I don't want nothing to do with it. She's going to have a hard time. She's definitely going to have a hard time. I wonder if the Islanders know all that's going on or if they just kept that between Cierra and the producers. But, it is what it is. Nic is single. And we're going to see what comes from that. I don't know if anybody expected Nic to leave because we've seen on prior Love Island seasons, when you have a strong connection with someone, a lot of people will just leave with that person. And look, I found my person, but Nic stayed. So that kind of says a lot. Shift gears here to some of the soft moments that balance the chaos. Huta and Chris had a little one-on-one, I guess, and just kicking it. They're telling jokes with each other. So you can tell, this is his primary focus. You know what was crazy, though? Huta. Huta still seems like she's not satisfied. I don't know. Huta is giving off like she's just used to a lot of male attention, and she's not getting it as much in the villa. Because she even mentioned during the last challenge to Chris how she was surprised none of the guys wanted to kiss her. And it's because they're still open. But girl, we are winding down. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? You should be honing in on who you possibly have a strong connection with. Everybody is kind of with their person right now. So just her saying it just goes back to the whole, if I was ugly, would it be easier? It's what more do you want? And I'm surprised I didn't turn Chris off or make him look sideways. I mean, he did say, what do you mean? But I don't know. That was just off-putting to me. What do y'all think about that comment? And what do y'all think about Chris and Huta? Because I don't see romantic chemistry. I just see, this is my man. It's this is my friend. This is my homie. Someone I kick it with. You tell she's having fun. She's more light with him. Which makes me question, though, does she genuinely really like him to take it to the next level? So I have pause with these two. Taylor and Clark had a picnic date. Clark, was reassuring Taylor he's down, for her slower lifestyle. He's a country boy, but she said, I don't really do country. But they share laughs, sweet eye contact. It's given cozy and committed. But I really don't know how this is going to work on the outside world. And what dawned on me? I don't even know if Clark's had this thought, but Clark was also his second option because he originally was partnered up after the whole split from Casa Amor. He was originally partnered with Coco. And so he never chose Clark. And I don't know, I want better for Clark. Just how much I want better for Alandria. I don't think Taylor's the guy for either one of them. In my opinion, I don't know. There's just something about him. I don't know if it's just he's a little childish. I really don't know what it is, but it's just something about these two. eh. Like, I guess, like, you hear, that's what it's given, like, since you hear. But I don't know, again, a lot of the things will be unfolded once they leave the villa. I'm really excited about the families and friends coming and, being introduced and talking to them because, they're seeing what's going on outside. So I don't know, but their lifestyles are definitely different between Taylor and Clark. She seems like more of a city girl, and Taylor's all country this, country that. So we'll see if it works. He had a country woman, and he ain't like that. So I don't know. I don't know what Taylor's looking for. Miss High Commodity Amaya Papaya. This girl got options, y'all. So she first is like opening up to Brian, and like I said before, this makes sense. Like they look good together, no? I like them together. And, Brian, he has, been forthcoming telling her, he likes how she is. She should just remain how she is. Don't let anyone change you or how you act. And she's loving that. They shared a very passionate kiss the night before when my girl was in her moo-moo. And we know, for those who do know, we know how the moo-moos get down. It's a yes for me. It's a yes for me. I feel like she's being like naturally herself. He's, obviously not put off by all of her energy and loves her light basically. So this may be a really good pairing, but she also has other options. Ace and Shelly, I loved their conversation. We are seeing depth. And this is what you should be seeing at this point. Of the relationship of the show. Like Shelly came out and brought up how she was brought up and vice versa with Ace. They're really getting to know each other. We're seeing the layers being pulled back. And again, I've always had high hopes for them. They've always been my top 3 couple. They've gone through a lot, y'all. Like a lot. And, that whole Shelly hate train. Ace had the same thing at the start of the season too. So I'm hoping that dies down because like y'all, this is like truly, in my opinion, a genuine couple. Like they're locked in. The only thing we're waiting for them to say is like they're closed off, which I already feel like they kind of are. So with Cierra gone, Nic and Alandria have spun the block. What do y'all think about this? The Nic Olandria fans, I know y'all are ecstatic about what is about to go down. They've both, realized that both of their connections is done with. Cierra's gone. Taylor, we over that. So, at first this conversation just started off like, I'm going to support you. And make sure you good. And remember, Nic has been the main one saving our girl Alandria. And was he saving her for her to find other connections? Or was he saving her for him? I don't know, y'all. I think Nic has been wanting this, but Cierra, it was already like kind of there. Sorry, Cierra. It's just these two, even Ace and Shelly peeped it. Like, well, especially Ace, he sees it. Like Nic still, even afterwards, after the recoupling, he was still picking Alandria for these challenges. I don't know, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think about the Nic Olandria thing. And I said my girl Maya is a hot commodity, right? Well, here she is with Elon, and they're having conversations or whatever. He's trying to get to know her. They're talking about food and all that. But I just feel like, brother, hang in the towel. It's over for you. It's too late. It didn't work with Cierra. It didn't work with Iris. You're falling on Amaya, and I get it. You want to stay, but I think it's time to wrap it up, boo. I didn't think this was a good pairing either. I think he is a nice guy. He's very, attractive. But as far as the girls currently in the villa, it's not it, boo. It's really not. So later that evening, Nic and Olandria have another conversation. And it's more of Nic just saying like, hey, is there a reason that we keep getting back, coming back to each other. And now that Cierra's out the game, Taylor's a non-factor, we should just go full in. Like, let's try to fully explore it. And I agree, because the first time they did it, Cierra was still around. So Cierra was on his mind. Alandria was still delusional about the Taylor situation. So she still had Taylor on her mind. So they never really got to fully go 100 in on each other. And this is kind of perfect timing. And it kind of makes sense now on why Nic didn't leave when Cierra left. Even their last conversation about how they define, being closed off. Like, they both said they're not necessarily like boyfriend and girlfriend. They're just, closed off to any other options that may come into the villa. But she's gone. So, I don't feel no type of way about Nic wanting to pursue Alandria more, even after his Cierra connection. I mean, it is what it is. Like, and if it was what it was supposed to be, if it was so strong, I really believe he probably would have left with you. So that was just a clear indication, like, it probably wouldn't have had lasted or worked out outside of, the villa. So it is recoupling time. And this time it's the girl's choice. And any man not chosen to recouple may be up for elimination. So, we had our typical couples, Clark and Taylor. Clark obviously picked Taylor. Huta picked Chris. Shelly picked Ace. Iris picked Pepe. So, these are our typical standing couples. These are only ones you clearly see on your TV screens of, they vibing with each other. And Alandria picked Nic. And I already knew this was going to happen. I think Zach even tried to make an effort of having a conversation with Alandria. But I knew she was going to pick Zach. It was over for that. But yeah, Alandria and Nic, y'all, Nic Landria fans, y'all got it back. Let's see if they, hold it down. No other bombshells come to interrupt it. But this is I like it. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm here for Nic and Alandria. Like, he has been, and she said it, treated her with so much care and passion. I feel like out of all the men here, he's been the only one that's really looked out for her feelings and making sure she's good. Like, yes. And it's perfect because they have been friends, like legit friends, since the start of this. And, most people, they love having their relationship start from a friendship. It is easier that way. So I'm excited to see what's next to come for them. And if, how that friendship grows into more of a romance. And Amaya Papaya was last on selecting who she wanted to couple up with. It was between Zach, Elon, and Brian. And Zach, I don't even know why he even may have thought it would have been him, because he did try to, circle the block or whatever, talking about, I still think about you, I still care about you, da da da. Not after you showed your butt during that stand your business challenge. Absolutely not. We cool, but that's all we gonna be. So next. Elon, he was doing what he needed to do. Brian, we seen the chemistry there. Y'all seen it. Like, it was, and it wasn't forced, it wasn't fake, like how we seen with Austin. So our girl got the picking. She selected Brian, which I'm so happy she did. Like, again, the chemistry is there. He seems like he's really, really into her. I think he will be focused on her. I'm hoping it's really genuine, because she's a genuine girl. Like, she's very emotional. She's a firecracker, but that's why everybody likes her, And again, it takes the right man to handle that. And they come from the same background. So he probably has way more understanding than these other guys do. So this coupling, chef's kiss. I actually think all of the couplings make sense now. I'm still questioning the Pepe and Iris thing. I don't know about y'all, but everybody else makes sense. Y'all, I feel like we finally are on Love Island. We're finally watching Love Island, y'all. I think the drama is gone. Knock on wood. And it's all making sense now. So we will see, because I think this is our final week watching it. So I don't know if they're bringing any other bombshells. It's the final week. I think they're just going to hone on what we have here, and we will see, y'all. And that's a wrap on episode 30. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Nic and Alandria stand a chance? Are you rooting for Amaya and Bryan? What's your wild guess for the next recoupling, if there is one, with the bombshells? And do y'all think we having movie night? Because I don't know. I feel like we would have been had movie night by now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a recap from InDFlix. I'll catch you guys in the next episode.